Welcome to the Indie Beauty Network vlog. Today we're talking about filming, how to feel more comfortable in front of the camera, little tips and tricks I've kind of learned over the years, things that I still do, even though I've been doing this for a long time, just things that help make the process easier. It's not easy getting in front of the camera. The hardest thing is to just be yourself on camera. You would think that would be easy, but it's actually quite difficult. It can take some time to be comfortable in front of the camera, but I have some tips to help you guys. The first one is make notes. Make cue cards, make notes, tape little notes to your tripod. I usually have a little thing of notes either taped to my tripod or I've got my little notebook. This are my notes for today. Because you'll forget things. You'll get anxious, you'll get nervous, your brain will go blank. It can be really hard to remember what you're going to talk about, especially if it's a longer video with a lot of information. But even if it's a short one, this is a shorter video and it's all stuff that I know by heart that I don't need to memorize, but at the same time, I know going into filming that I'll go blank and I'll forget what I need to talk about next. So, and that's the other thing too, if you're having a video where there are different like bullet points too, and you have it in a particular order, it can be really easy to forget, even if you've just thought about it and written it down. It can still be very helpful to have those notes to refer back to. And there are apps you can use now that will create captioning for you, that will create a script for you and play it on your screen while you're recording. So that can be very helpful too. But I feel like just having notes is the best way because you still want to talk from the heart. What comes off the top of your head sometimes in a video can be better than what you've planned. You don't want it to be completely robotic, completely scripted. I feel like it's good to just kind of speak from the heart as you're going. You never know. Certain things might kind of come out as you're processing out loud, that oftentimes if I'm kind of rehearsing, I'll think of things to say and I'll jot them down. But again, you want it to come out natural, conversation style, relatable, and not be just totally robotic and totally off of a script or a teleprompter. My next tip, or my must for whenever I'm filming, is having water. It's a very simple tip, but you will need it. Even if you feel comfortable in front of the camera, your nervous system is still gonna kick into fight or flight. It just does. And your mouth is gonna get so freaking dry. Just trust me. I mean, that's why you see whenever there are people doing interviews on TV, they always have a cup of something. It's not coffee, it's water, because your throat just, that was my cat. If you heard that meow, that is my cat. Oh, I'm not gonna edit that out. If you could hear it, sorry, or you're welcome, because it's adorable. Kitties are so cute. My cat, he's got this like scratchy voice. He sounds like he has asthma or something. He just like has such a scratchy voice when he's me. Oh, here he comes. Do you guys want to see my cat? Oh, never mind. He just went under my bed. I don't know what's going on with him right now, but he's hiding under my bed. Okay, back to what I was talking about. I'm referring back to my notes. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Water. Have water. You're gonna need water. Your mouth is gonna get dry. Just have a ton of water on hand. Trust me. My next tip is take pauses. I need to get better at this one. Of course, you can edit out, and that's a whole other tip, but take pauses. Just, it's okay. You can see, I'm sorry. I'm not going to edit any of this out. My cat, he's just going nuts right now. There he is right there. There's his little ears poking up. Anyway, don't be afraid to take pauses. This is something I really need to get better at, because I feel like just a millisecond of dead air is a bad thing, but it's not. 2 to 3 seconds, then it's kind of like, okay, that's dead air. You need to cut that out. But if you just take a breath, take a pause. One little pause is okay. One little second of dead air is okay. If it gives you time to stop, collect your thoughts, and then keep going. And that way you don't have to make so many edits. So just learn to just take pauses, take little breaths, take little pauses. It's okay. It's not the end of the world to have a little pause in what you're saying in order to have a better flow and to not have to edit out quite so much. And that is my next tip, is know that you're going to edit. Don't feel like you need to have just this constant stream of what you're filming. It's definitely hard for me to do that. I have a medical condition where like my jaw will spasm, or my brain will go completely blank, or I will say a lot. I used to say so much when I first started filming. I've gotten much better at that. But just know that you're gonna edit. Use some kind of tool. It doesn't have to be a ton of like fancy edits. You can use Splice is something that I use that is such an easy editing app, and it allows you to make little cuts and splice portions of the video together, so that if you do have a moment where your mind goes blank and you just have too much dead air and you need to cut it out, that you can. So and that way, when you're talking, you can just keep going. You can make a mistake and then you can just keep going, knowing that you're going to edit that out, and you don't have to like restart the whole video all over again. It just makes it easier, and it helps me unwind a little bit, just knowing that it's okay. I can make mistakes. If I stutter, if I pause for too long, that I will be able to splice that out of the video in editing. My next tip is rehearse on camera. I've said it so many times in videos and on posts and to clients privately, that it's just so hard to get comfortable on the camera. Doing videos is just something that you only get better at after doing it so many times. You can't just prepare and then be good at it. You have to do it. You have to get better at it by doing it. So do it. Just rehearse, not like in front of the mirror, in front of the camera. Take that extra time. I think it's worth taking that extra time to get that experience of filming yourself. And then you can even watch yourself back and you can see what kind of, are you making weird faces? Are you saying too many times? Are you talking too fast? Are you talking too slow? Sometimes I feel like I'm talking way too slow, and then I'll look back and I'm talking really fast. Or I feel like I'm being too energetic and I'll look back and I look really tired and robotic. It's hard to get used to knowing how you're coming off on camera. So just practice that, rehearse it, do it, and watch yourself back, and it will give you that experience without having to put poor quality out there. And then so you can get a little bit better before you start putting your quality out there. But don't let that stop you from putting content out there, because you're always gonna look back and, think, oh, that was terrible quality. Once you get better, you're always gonna have different stages of improvement, where if you look back, you'll be like, oh, that wasn't as good as I am now. So again, don't let that stop you, but do take that time to rehearse on camera. It will give you that experience that you need in order to get better. Now, where you film is important. It's important that you're comfortable, that you're in a comfortable seat, that you feel comfortable where you're filming. I only feel comfortable filming when I'm the only one at home. I do not like filming when other people are in the house. I just don't. I've tried it. I've tried to get over feeling awkward and embarrassed in doing that. I've tried to push myself past it and I just can't. I just know that that's just my limit personally. So I just film when I'm the only one home. That's just what makes me feel comfortable. I know it's silly, and there might be times in the future where if I'm taking trips, doing press trips or something, where I will need to be filming around other people, and I'm just gonna have to get over it. I am. But for the time being, I am able to film in the comfort of my own home when I'm alone. So that's what I do. So just find a setup that's gonna be easy and comfortable for you. Set up your lighting beforehand. Just play around with that and film first and look back on your video. So when you're rehearsing, rehearse with your lights. Because it can be really hard to kind of get them placed just right. So you want to play around with that and look back on your video, and that way after you've rehearsed, you can also know where to kind of switch up your lighting and what's best for that too. That way you're not constantly fiddling with your equipment right before filming, because if you fiddle with it for a long time right before filming, you will get flustered. It will show. That used to be me before I was good at lighting. It would take me forever to arrange everything, and I have so many false starts to my videos that by the time I got to the actual video, I would just be tired and flustered from dealing with the equipment. So that's definitely something to figure out beforehand, not on the same day that you're doing your filming. Now, my last simple tip for beginners for getting more comfortable in front of the camera is film your intro last. I have done this so many times. I used to do it just religiously every time I filmed, anytime I filmed anything. Nowadays, I'm comfortable enough and my intros are so short, I just film them first and go into my video. But if you are starting out, film the intro last, and then you can use that splice tool to rearrange it and put it at the front of the video, because then you can just go into the video is so much easier. It's very hard doing the intro for some reason, and getting over that first hump is just awkward. It's really hard to not be awkward and robotic when you're first start filming, especially if you're trying to do that intro. You know, hey guys, welcome, blah, blah, whatever. You know, it can be hard to not come off as like overly rehearsed or overly robotic or just plain awkward. So, but if you go straight into your video and you're just like you're talking to somebody, then it'll come off more natural, and you'll have done your whole video that you'll have gotten into the rhythm and loosened up some, and that way you can do your intro being more relaxed and warmed up completely with talking to the camera. So that is a really good tip that I would say definitely all beginners should be doing that. It's going to make your intro much, much better. That is it. Sorry, it's a short video. That's just how the tips are this time. It's just not very long. So, but let me know if you have any questions below about filming or about being comfortable in front of the camera. What are your different kind of hang-ups? What keeps you from filming that you need to work on? And if you have, again, any questions, I'll answer them below in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.